Following up on my post from yesterday about creating bids within Jaket, I got a couple DMs kind of asking for some more information. Number one, I'd encourage you sign up for the demo. I'm happy to extend your free trial for several months. We're really just looking for feedback on the product to see if this is going to be something that's useful to you. But here's kind of a deeper look at creating a job jacket, creating a bid, and some of the cool, unique features that we do offer. So here's your Jakets page. These are fully searchable. Just like your basic search stuff, you could filter here as well. So if you just wanted to see projects from a specific client, pretty easy to do. You could also sort by things that you've favorited. So if you're jumping in and out of projects, you can do that here. You could also filter by the status of the project. So whether that's bidding or awarded. Just jump back here to all. And then the other thing I'll say is there's this little quick launch bar up here by your user icon, and anything that you star as your favorited project, you can just jump into these projects. You can jump quickly in and out of them. So if you're working on 2 or 3 projects at once, you can just quickly jump back and forth between those here. So let's go ahead and just open up a new project. So we just click new. And the first thing here is your identity. And so the identity, you'll notice on the billing page, it's one of the things that's restricted by the tiers. And what is an identity? Well, think of your organization is kind of your top level organization. And then underneath that, maybe you have locations, or maybe you have different divisions that do different things. So finishing or color or whatever. So in this, our little mock-up account here, our demo account, we're using Cuts House, and they have a location in New York and LA. They also have a virtual effects division. And so the identity is basically who's producing this project. And so for this example, we'll just use Cuts House New York. The client, that's who's paying you for this job. So this could be direct to client, but in this case, we're just going to use Jaket Day as our example. And then the brand is what is the brand. And it's really easy. If you wanted to add a new client, you just add a new client. Again, add a new brand. You could do that here. Brands are attached to clients. So as you look through your clients, you'll only see brands that are associated with them. So let's create a new project for Gatorade. We're going to just make this up as Drink Your Dreams. And we'll hit create, and you'll see it's creating the new project, and there you go. Again, I'll go into more detail in this in the actual demos that I'm going to post to YouTube, but this is just real broad brush stuff here. You'll see the identity, your client, your brand, internal job ID. This is something that we create in order to track the project throughout. And you'll notice it's also in your URL. It's something, an internal number that we use to track your project. But you could also change that. If you wanted to use your own numbering system, you can just go in here and change that. You could also add a client job ID. So if, let's just say 223. So this is Jaket's number, job number. Now that's in here, client ID. Project owners, let's go ahead and add my executive producer. And so project owners, this is basically where you could add users within your organization. And when you add them to your project, they're going to get an email saying that they've been invited to work on this project, and they're going to have access to this. And now there is differences in project roles and what kind of information people can see and edit. I'm not going to get into that now, but just be assured that your users, you can manage them and give them access to what you want to show them. The next thing we're going to want to do is add some project roles. So what's a project role? A project role is different than users. It's not users within your organization, although it can be. But it's essentially you're assigning resources to this project. And so let's go ahead and add some clients. I know I'm working with a producer I've worked with before. So I'll go into client producers, and we'll assign them the role of senior producer, and it's actually Tina Short. So here we go. You could assign them at different roles here, but in her current position, she's going to be the senior producer, and we're going to add her. All right, so you can see she's been added to this project. I'm going to add a couple more here. Say client, another producer. This will be the junior, and this will be Rick Davis. All right, so that's cool, Bryce, but that's neat for an organizational purpose, but what other benefits does that have? Well, just something that's kind of unique with our product. There's a little download icon here. And what this is doing, it's actually generating a downloadable PDF that's going to, let me open this up in the browser so you can see it. And this created just a nice little clean PDF. And so when you add users, people often say like, well, why should I try to sort out and find a user profile picture from social media or whatever? This is one reason. I mean, it's pretty cool that your editor or maybe a vendor working on the project, you can literally just send them this contact sheet and it'll list out everyone that's working on this. I'm going to jump back over to our project. Let's add a vendor. So go to our vendor group. This will be the audio mix. They're just going to do audio mix. Again, you could add anything you want here. This is not limited. And it's going to be Old Lemon Studios. Okay. You could also go in here, if you just wanted to quickly get a contact information for a certain person, you can click on any of these names. Almost anywhere in the app, you could do that. The other thing you'll see here is there's these little eyeballs, these visibility eyeballs. And all that is for who do you want to print on your bids? When you go to download a bid, who would you like to show on that? And so that's what those are. I'll turn on all of our clients and posts. We're going to go ahead and just hide the vendor on that for now. The other thing you can do at this point, if you wanted to, you could add some dates to the project, but we're going to do it. We're first going to bid the project and add the dates to the bid. And then when we award a bid, they'll actually pass through into the project. So I'm not going to bother adding, adding dates now. You could add comments if you wanted to, and these are visible to the whole team. All right, so external links. This is going to be links to external. I cannot type and talk at the same time. I'm going to say this is our delivery doc with all of our specs for this project in here. And this will just create a little asset that's tied to this project. So whoever's using it can quickly jump into something like this. This is just an example spreadsheet. But it could be a Google Doc. This could be your WireDrive or Frame.io project page, any of that type of stuff. So basically any URL you can cut and paste into here, and it's just a way to keep track of it. Attachments are documents. So if you wanted to add a PDF, a signed bid, a pre-pro book, scripts, whatever, you can attach all that information here. We are going to add some deliverables. And so this project, this is just the title of the spot. This is a 30. I don't have an ad ID yet, but you could always add that after the fact. 16 by 9. You could leave almost all of this blank if you wanted to. I'm going to leave the rest of this blank. Status is in progress. We haven't done anything yet. So I'll add that. And you can see here, Drink Your Dreams 30 is on there. We also know that we're bidding on a 15 as well. So I'll go ahead and add that. All right, so you can see here we have Drink Your Dreams 15 and the 30, and that's it. Those are our two deliverables for this project. Cost finance, not going to touch on those right now, but let's go ahead and create a bid for this. Now this is simple, and I'm going to cheat a little bit. I already have a bid template in here for 1 by 30. So, and this is, you can see here, it's based off 4 days of edit, offline only, and mix. This is something I do frequently at my post house, and so I've already created a template. And I'm going to use that template to create this bid. We also, Jaket also comes with a default AICP, just a totally blank AICP formatted bid. And as we expand, we're going to have other types of default bids that will be built in as a template. So we're going to go ahead and use this 1 by 30. And you can see here, it's copying all the line items from the template and adding them to your new bid. Now, I do know that I also have a 15, so I'm going to need to come in here and adjust some things. You can see here, this is formatted just like your typical bid. Here's the summary. Let's go ahead and add some notes to this. So if I toggle down here, you'll see here's the project roles that we added on the actual project page. Those pass through, and our vendor, we made it not visible, and it's not showing up here. And you can also see here are the deliverables that we have added. Next thing we could do is add some dates. I'm just going to kind of quickly do this. I'm going to cheat here and just fast forward. All right, so I went ahead and cheated, add a couple more dates in here. I received the drive on the 3rd. We're going to edit through the 9th, client review on the 8th, client approval on the 9th. I'm actually going to change the color of this. You can just jump in here, click on any of these dates. You can change any of the information in there. And we're going to ship it on the 10th. So that's cool. That's all going to be attached. That's all going to print on our bid. One other cool thing you can do here is you can actually download a PDF of that calendar. So I'm going to do that here. And I know iCalendar's a great tool and also, pretty simple to use, but it's kind of nice that you can spit out these calendars pretty quickly, all within Jaket. So if you want to send that along with your bids, you can download and do that pretty easily. All right, let's go ahead and add some notes to our bid. One thing that's a little bit different about the way that we print bids is we have a limited number of characters on what we call the summary page, which is what your kind of typical AICP bid looks like and has. And then in addition to that, we have what we call extended notes, which is a secondary page completely dedicated to notes. So on this first page, I'm just going to add in, I'm cheating here, I'm just cutting and pasting in some of our notes. So it says this bid is for 1 unique 30 and 1 15 direct lift. Please see full bid details on page 2. And so that's what we're going to see here is our extended notes section. This is where we're going to add in our complete set of notes. And you could do even some basic formatting on this page. All right, so let's get a closer look at actually editing the bid. So these are the bid summary line items, and you can jump into any of these and then hop in and edit your line items. And you can also do the show all, which will just list all the line items with that associated with this bid. I'm going to go ahead and jump in our labor item here and just show you a couple things. So here's our editor labor. We had it set up for 4 days, and maybe we can increase that to 2,500 bucks. You could add markup here. There's 2 types of markup. You could add a flat rate markup. Or you could also add a percentage-based markup. So if you just wanted to mark up 20% on your editor labor, you could do that here. You could apply fringes, taxable. You can also waive something. So if you didn't want this to be charged on the bid, to be included in the grand total, you can hit waived, but yet it'll still print on the bid and call it out that it was waived. And sometimes that's useful just to show if that you are giving a discount or you are providing a service and not charging for it. But in this case, we're going to keep our editor line item in here just as it is. Hit save. That'll update the bid total here. I'll jump back over to our bid summary. And then the only other thing we're going to change is the markup. It's only going to be 10% on this job. And here you can switch it to a flat markup, and you could also do discounts. So you could do flat or percentage-based discounts. And again, here's your fringes and your taxes. But for now, this bid looks good. We're ready to download it. All you got to do is click the download icon up here, and here we go. Open that in the browser. And here it is. And you can see that it broke out anyone whose project role was assigned to post or production or vendors are gonna show up right here in this section. Anyone that's an actual client is gonna kind of show up in what I call the client summary. You can see the client job ID that we added is in here, as well as our job ID, and then your typical bid summary. The dates that we added are all showing here. Here's the notes section I was talking about. So you can see here is the limited character notes are going to show up here. And then here's your extended notes on that second page. If you did only have notes on the first page and you left this area blank, this page would not print. So just an FYI there. The other thing is you have your deliverables that you added to the project are showing up in here. And then here's all the line items. The one thing I wanted to call out, the items that we waived, they do print and they have a little waived thing, and they're obviously not counting towards the total of the bid. So that's kind of just a real quick overview. And I say real quick, and I think, what are we at, 10 or 15 minutes? But you get the idea. I'd love to have you as a beta tester. If you're interested in learning more, please reach out. You could either email me directly. That's at Bryce, BRYCE at Jaket, JAKET.app. And I'd be happy to help set you up. All right. Thanks for watching.